I don't drop the soap.
Definitely don't do that. The first question I want to pose is to Anthony Dream Johnson. Anthony, the manosphere is a very different place than what it used to be. I don't know, as recently as 3, 4, 5 years ago. I had one of the 3 R's of the manosphere on my show not too long ago. Roosh, we all know who he is. And I remember when I asked him, "Hey, what is the manosphere to you? Where do you see the manosphere in 3 to 5 years?" And he asked me, "Well, what is the manosphere? Like, really, what is it?" And it made me think. The manosphere has many, many different definitions. We are as fractured now, I think we would all agree, as we have ever been. You guys go to any of the Reddit posts, you go to social media, Facebook, Twitter, and there's friendly fire all over the place. Why is this?
Yeah, so I'll go back to one of our old speakers said many years ago, I think in 2009, 2010. A guy named Steve Maeda, he spoke at this conference many times. He was usually the MC like me, hosting things like that. And he said once in an interview we did with him that as things grow, they break apart. You see this in religions. Christianity grows and grows and grows, and then you have, the Baptists, Protestant, all these, many different factions of it. I think with the manosphere, it's what you've seen is it's grown since the 1990s when it started. That's particular. The internet's picked up into the 2000s, obviously in 2010s. So as it grows and grows and grows, it keeps fractioning off into different factions, which is not necessarily bad. It's something to look at. So friendly fire, infighting, things like that. Some of that's actually good. I think me and Rolo were going to bat recently with the MRAs on Twitter. And we both have very serious criticisms of them. So I support individual rights, I support men's rights, but we're very skeptical and critical of how they put together conferences. They put together a conference not for men, but about men, and then literally put a bunch of women on the speaking panel. Okay, let's just leave that aside. They didn't just do that. They put a woman at the top of the speaking roster to lead the event.
Oh my God.
That was like way, 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 way too far. Co-gendering speakers in the first place is seriously problematic. It waters things down. When you put a woman at the top of a roster for a conference about men or for men or any combination of that, there's something fundamentally off about how you're doing things. And that's Janice Fiamengo, who I love. Great speaker. If you're doing a conference for men or about men or both or whatever, I think this is fundamentally wrong. You need men to speak to men first and foremost. If women are going to speak to men, that's a separate conversation that's pretty complex, pretty serious. Putting a woman at the top of the roster, that's my example with it. So yeah, friendly fire infighting, it's not the end of the world, and I think as things grow, it's pretty natural.
Okay.
And we should expect more of that to continue, and it's actually a sign that the manosphere is growing. Like Jack here is famous, not famous, but last year he was the first person to propose to me that the manosphere is about to blow up. We're about to see its influence and its scope increase, I think, by the millions. It's going to go mainstream, so to speak, and that's going to be attacked, I think, as a whole. And in doing so, they're actually going to feed us like millions of men that want to join this movement and be a part of it. Because they see their country and their culture and their families and their schools and their workplaces being infected by feminism and all this feminine imperative sisterhood shit. From Gillette ads, it's watching TV, God. Gillette ads to the APA, American Psychological Association. It's all around you all the time, and it's fucked up. It's toxic. So yeah, it's not a bad thing necessarily, but it's interesting, and I think it's pretty natural.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Commons Gate Art Stream. My name is Brian. I just had to share that clip. I've been giving this some thought. Apparently, that clip, in case you guys were wondering why I was playing it, it was from the 21 convention. Red Man Group Live, Patriarchs Edition number 3. And they had heavy criticisms for our event at the ICMI. That's their business, it's fine. I think that we have different aims. The Red Man Group they're a bit more on the, well, let's say that they're not so much about the men's issues thing, and we're more about focusing on not just the men's issues, but also the culture of men and the relationship, or the relationship specifically between men and women, and the importance of that, and that's why you need women at the ICMI. I mean, we have we have the best women. But here's what's also interesting that you may not know. The 21 convention, despite them talking all that shit, they're falling apart. They've actually, like, Rollo had left because of some disagreement. I mean, the word is that Rollo gamed somebody's girl or wife or something and fucked her, and it made people mad. I don't know. That's all rumors. The fact is, though, there's a bunch of infighting going on. Rollo's no longer, he's been perma-banned from the 21 convention, and a whole bunch of people are asking for their money back, and a bunch of other guys, these Manosphere, Red Pill guys, whatever you want to call it, they're all leaving the 21 convention. And I don't want to give away anything before, like, it's all sealed, but we might be picking up some of their people. So just, you know, I think that this is probably the most apt way to sort of like seal this statement on the 21 convention. And I'm taking a little bit of joy in this. So what are you gonna do? Okay, well, anyway, I'm here to do some art. But I just I just had to say that. So all right. So I'm just gonna go ahead and make artwork, and you guys can just hang out. I'm not gonna be doing any more talking because I'm gonna be working on this Englewood cover, but I just had to share that. So no Schadenfreude. I'm not happy this happened. I think that there should be more conventions for men. They could be all male, they could be mixed, they could be all female. I don't give a shit, okay? I really don't take pleasure in this. However, I think that in this case, with this specific convention, there are some shady things going on there, according to lots of people who are attendees, as well as people who are speakers, and this might be the only way for that to come out. And if there was something like that going on with the ICMI, I would want the same. So here we are. Anywho, enjoy the stream. Look, I'm not happy that happened, but they brought that on themselves. That's all I'm saying, okay? I don't see them as against us, but complimentary. You because we do need a self-help aspect. Yeah, we're doing that too, you know. But it's not about us. Look, dude, there are shady things happening within the people that are running the 21 convention. That is a fact. That is why people are abandoning ship, because there are opportunists operating there. That's not good, okay? And no, I don't take pleasure in it. I think that there should be more conferences for men. We don't have to be the only game in town. However, we want them to be ethical, right? And we want them to be supportive. I asked those guys first if they wanted to come to our convention, if they wanted to talk to us. They're the ones that lashed out. Don't give me this my ego bullshit. It's their ego that put them in this position. Okay? And I don't take pleasure in it, but I'm sorry, you have to point at it and say, see that shit? Let's not do that shit. Now we know what not to do. Moving on.
traveling the mountains just to find the loudest tears. We set down by the fire, knowing we couldn't hide, but we didn't know that yet. So if you want something to hold on to, gotta find it first. But here I am, 'cause I've been laying under palm trees, waiting for the summer, knowing there's nowhere to go. 'Cause I am happy on this island, wanna be my farmland. I don't ever want to leave, I'm in a tropic club.
All right, I think I'm gonna change the music because I don't want the lyrics. I find lyrics to be distracting. So I'm gonna try to put on a jazz thing, and I hope I don't get a copyright. This is the only reason why I do it, is because I'm afraid of copyright claims. So let's just do this weekend jazz mix and see how this goes. If you guys have a suggestion for something else, just like send me a comment. All right, I'll let you guys vote on it. Press 1 for more to let me just keep playing the jazz. Press 2 for lo-fi, and press 3 for 8-bit retro. Speaking of which, on PlayStation, if you've got a PlayStation Plus, I know PC Master Race, blah blah blah. But if you happen to have PlayStation Plus, because I was a PlayStation guy for a while because I just, you know, was poor and couldn't afford a PC. So I've always been a PlayStation guy. They have this month, if you're a PlayStation Plus member, Borderlands: The Handsome Collection is free, as well as something called Sonic Mania. And my wife, she got hooked on this Sonic game yesterday. I don't know what Sonic Mania even is. Like, I never heard of it, and it looks like it's almost like they remastered a bunch of old levels or something, but I say remastered with new pixels. It's pretty gorgeous considering it's a pixel game. That's speaking of 8-bit shit. So 1 to leave it, 1 to leave it, 1 to leave it. Deadly Do Right votes for 3. Zerang says I don't mind. It looks like Jazz wins, so I'm just gonna let it play. But anyway, yeah, Sonic Mania. I never heard of it, but it looks pretty good. Borderlands, I really want to play again. Although, God, the control sport are so floaty. I didn't realize it after playing so many years of Overwatch and not having played Borderlands in so long. Floaty as fuck. I'm not sure if I'm so excited for part 3 unless they fix it. Like how enthusiastic this guy is. I don't know. I got into this pose a bit. It's pretty wild. I'm gonna change that foot, but before I do that, we're about halfway through. I'm gonna get a coffee, and then I want to show you guys the Dave Cullen faces because I finished them, and I thought you might like to see them. Do you guys want to see the Dave Cullen faces I finished? Dave has accepted them. He says he loves them, and he's asked right now. He just said it, and he's gonna pay me. So I figured since I got the approval from Mr. Cullen, I could show them off. But let me get a coffee. You guys let me know if you want to see them, and then I'll show it to you, and then I'll try to finish up these other two dudes before I close out the stream. Okay, I'm back. So let me switch gears here. So Dave recently asked me to make some changes to the unhappy face. It's like I kind of wanted to change it anyway because the lines on that one were really thick. I don't know why that is. I think it was because I was changing tablets. So I was going from my old tablet to the new tablet in the middle of this project, and things got resized and whatnot. So that's Angry Dave. Delete this layer here. Save it real quick. Oops. Hold on. I gotta save it as the fucking Clip Studio format, and then save over the top. So there's that Angry Dave. I'll start at the beginning here. This is, I think, Thinky Dave, or let me say what I have on my mind, Dave. It's okay. Then there's, let's see. Yeah. Sort of default Dave. He likes this one. I like it more than the one I gave him originally. I was also kind of on a time crunch, and I didn't get paid that much money for these. So, I mean, not as much as I think that would have been, let's say, fair for a lot of work. But for the work I did, I think it's appropriate. And then here's another one. This is Frustrated Dave, or Facepalm Dave. Probably see more of that. I hope he uses some of the old ones too, because I like some of the old ones. Oh, I already showed you that one for some reason. This is LMAO Dave, I guess. I had some tears of laughter when you're watching the world burn. Bored Dave. I don't know what that's about. Then I got Angry Dave. I already showed you guys. Here is What the Fuck Dave. His lines are a little thick too, but Dave seems to be okay with that, so. Yeah, it's Disappointed Dave, yeah. Zaranx, that's correct. So that's What the Fuck Dave. And this is, I think this is Scared Dave. No, this is Shrugging Dave. That's Shrugging Dave. And here is Scared Dave, which I also added some sweat. Thought that would make it a little bit better. It's also kind of a, that's that one. And then the bonus I gave him, which I think he's gonna pay me for, is SJW Dave. My personal favorite is this one. I especially like the pins, feminism, the Che Guevara, and the I'm with her. And then you have, you know, the communist symbol on the iPhone. I think it's a nice irony. And of course, the cup of coffee that is 100% soy with soybeans on the cup itself. I tried to cover all the bases. You know, I was thinking maybe doing a little bit of makeup, but I don't want to like go too far into ambiguity land. So that's basically my my finished Dave faces. I'm sure that he'll get good use out of them. So let me just save it as is, and close it out, and I'll work on this some more. So I got about 15 minutes or so, and then I gotta go. So let's see what I can get done. Tyler Preston asks, what is your favorite giant super robot / mecha? Man, kind of a tough question. I haven't seen any super robot anime in a while. So what I'm going to say you might think is a little bit too old. But, you know, and I hate these, I kind of hate questions that say, what is your favorite? Because it's always changing, right? It's just really tricky to answer questions like that. However, super robot / mecha. I'm partial to Messenger Z. I'm not gonna lie. I'm partial to Messenger. So, is this guy racist? I don't think so. I like it when they draw characters that look like this. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. Maybe it is my racism. I find it visually appealing. As weird as that might sound to you guys. I don't know. It was either Messenger or I was gonna say the Veritex from Robotech, but those aren't super robots. They're more like military robots. That'd be like saying Gundam, you know. I guess the Gundam was a super robot. I don't know. But I'm not up on the latest when it comes to mecha anime. I think it's starting to make a comeback now, right? For a while, it was all like moe shit. And there were no mecha animes or manimes. And then the manime started coming back in some ways more successful than others. Like I think they tried to do a continuation of Berserk, sort of Berserk. Oh my god, it looks so bad. Because they were using computer animation. I was so pissed. Like, I really wanted Berserk to continue, but Jesus Christ, can you do it well? I feel like all I can watch now for Berserk is the Golden Age shit, and it's fine, but I've already seen it. Anyway, so I don't know. I don't know if, point being... Okay, Brian, I get it. So let me ask you the following question. What's your favorite tricky question? I hate answering a favorite X. I can never decide. Yeah. Have you seen how thin Dave's hair is? He doesn't have enough to grow a mohawk. Well, that's why it's a wig. That's why it's purple. The new Berserk anime was so bad that it temporarily made me blind. How do you fuck that up? It's literally what people have been asking for since Berserk came, like the original one came out. And they fuck it up. How do you do that? How even do you do that? Popping in from Turd Flinging Monkey's sermon to say hi. What's he preaching about? I never watched. Because I'm always here. Don't pay attention to this gun because I have to like look up a reference for this still. But I just wanted to like draw something that he's cocking back. I particularly like when they created a walking animation for Guts just by bouncing his sprite up and down. Sounds gay to me. You're probably gonna say, there's no trigger discipline? Yeah, these guys are thugs. They don't have good trigger discipline. So before you judge me. That's the thing that a lot of people don't realize is a lot of these gangbangers that use guns, they're cowards and they don't know how to use guns very well. They're terrible shots. Honestly. I say that as a person who lives in Chicago, and I've seen my fair share of shootings. They hardly ever hit anything. So there's like literally nothing to worry about. Which Godzilla film is the worst, Brian? 1997's Roland Emmerich Godzilla. Speaking of the worst, I heard that this new X-Men movie was so bad that X-Men The Last Stand is now considered to be pretty decent by comparison. Not even kidding. That is absolutely what people are saying. Like Jeremy Johns did a review and he was like, you know what? At least X-Men The Last Stand had a story and a point. So woo lad, that is something. Oh, Deadly
Just
Do Right.
because you keep us entertained. Keep up the good work.
Thank you. Very nice of you, sir. I guess it's a good thing that I spoke on this stream. I actually wasn't going to, but then the 21 convention shit was just too juicy to pass up. If that's a Glock, then the exposed bit should be cylindrical. Okay. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's a Glock. Seems like that would be appropriate, doesn't it? I mean, I didn't know that people still use Glocks. I thought that was like a 1990s thing. I try to listen to what the rappers are talking about, and that's basically like what the guns are. But sure, let's go ahead and make it cylindrical, and then go with that. I'll still look it up because this looks awful as it is. So. Can't just like go in half cocked. Hey, get it? Alright. So this dude's legs, I'm pretty sure they disappear back here, but I'm gonna draw them in anyway. I think that's the reason why I drew them so simply, because you don't really see them. But I won't take the chance, so we'll just go ahead and draw them. Besides, he's gonna be wearing pants anyway. There we go. And this guy too. Let me see. What else? Shaman King says, I can't answer a favorite X. I can never decide. Like my favorite porn star. It depends on what I'm in the mood for. I have like a short list of people, of porn stars that are good, and I just cycle through them, you know, depending on like my mood and I don't know, whatever. I think that like that's how it was anyways. I think it's an unfair question to ask, though. What's your favorite porn star? What even is that kind of question? So how bad was Dark Phoenix? Was it worse than... Yeah, I heard it was worse than X-Men Origins Wolverine. I heard it's the worst X-Men movie to date. It was like Fox just didn't give a shit. And considering that Disney is taking over, that might be true, but damn. Like, how do you, like, do worse than X-Men Origins Wolverine and X-Men 3 The Last Stand? Like, how? Do you remember how bad those movies were? I never saw Wolverine. I never saw X-Men Origins. That's how turned off I was by The Last Stand. I was, like, so done with X-Men movies. I didn't watch X-Men movies until First Class. And First Class was good, but I didn't love it as much as other people. Something about those movies, they just stopped being really great, in my opinion. If that makes any sense. This guy's cocking his gun too, so that should probably be further back. Again, I'll have to look it up to get the specifics, but this is also gonna be a Glock, so fuck it. I'm just gonna... Could be a Mac 10, I guess. But then he wouldn't be slapping the top. He'd be slapping the bottom. Like I said, again, I'm just putting it in there. Speaking to crippled Professor X, when was the last time you did anything around here? Yeah, that was so cringe. Yeah, it was cringe. I think Glocks are standard police issue firearms. Depends on the department. Some have a list of approved pistols. Cops can bring their own. Some issue them. I don't know about Chicago. I don't know. Yeah, I'm not really sure how that works. So, I'll have to look into it. I mean, assuming I care enough. I don't really, but... I might need to at some point, because I'm doing this comic about it takes place in Chicago, and there'll probably be cops with guns in it, and you know how some comic readers, they just be like, actually in Chicago police don't use those guns. So I guess it might be good to check on it. And yeah, like your boy Zach is one of those people. He's actually, he does like his research and shit, and I guess it's probably good to try to be, accurate, and I don't have a problem with that. I think it is good to try to be authentic, to sell it. It helps to sell it, so I don't have a problem with it, and it's not like it's that much work. Brian, look up some gun references. I will. Just not now. I'll come back to this. Promise. This isn't the final layer by any stretch. I'm gonna do one more line layer on top when I decide like what the characters are gonna be and then what they're gonna be wearing. And then on that layer, I'll try to like be as final as I can with details and stuff. Looks like this is almost, this layer is almost done, and it's almost one. Sorry for the late start. Yeah, I was just, I apologize for that. So it kind of makes the stream shorter. I was in a meeting with Allison, and it went until just before the show, before I got started, that is. All right. Just add the legs in here for this dude as well. Again, I probably don't need too much work because I'm not going to see that leg, but it's good to know just for the purpose of placement, right? I'll just leave that alone. Okay. Okay, cool. So these guys, just erase this, and then let's bring back these. Bring this stuff in. I don't need that. That. Don't need that. That. And that. And now I can. Let me see here. What should I? Fucking ants. God damn it. What are these guys going to be wearing anyway? They're going to be dressed up like gangbangers. They're going to have various gangbanging outfits. I don't know yet. So there's going to be different kinds of gangs. So, I think, let me see, is this the right layer? With this dude, I'm going to move him over. So, this ambitious leaping guy. Or lunging guy. I want to put him in another position where I think he'll look better. So maybe right there. Could even like have him a little bit off the ground or a little bit lower to the ground. Maybe like that. I don't want him blocking, you know. Maybe I'll make him a little smaller. Right there. That's okay. It's not a bad place. I could also move the crouching guy over a bit too. Here for the sign off. What are these guys going to be wearing? You already asked me that. Naked. Yeah. Gangbanging outfits. That was, yeah, that was kind of unfortunately named, wasn't it? Well. I think he's good, like, right there. Maybe I'll move some things around in at another stage. But that's alright. And, yeah, so next is, I think I have, like, 2 more layers of dudes. Yeah, I have these green dudes. And then I have this dude. I might add more of these like way in the background guys, but you don't want to like crowd it too much because it's kind of a narrow space. So, but I do want to give the sense that, you know, our hero's being overwhelmed and he's like trying to fight back. So I'm gonna save where I'm at, and I guess what I was gonna say is, if you guys like this video, hit the like button. Subscribe if you're not already subscribed, and hit the bell for notifications, as well as leave a comment. I do look at them all. Sometimes I don't respond, but I do look at them. And I want to thank you guys for coming on the Comicsgate Art stream. Tomorrow I'm going to be hanging out with Luke unless something happens, and we'll be doing a stream together, and I might be able to get somebody else on. So yeah, be sure to hang out with us tomorrow. It'll probably be like a little bit longer than normal stream as well. So with that said, I'm going to get out of here. Thanks guys for coming on the Comicsgate Art stream, and I'll talk to you guys later. Have a good one, everybody.